All right, and now we move to the main event of the evening in the women's strawweight division. You have a battle between top 10 ranked contenders in the number 5 ranked Mackenzie Dern, who comes into the fight with a record of 12 victories and 2 defeats, going up against the number 6 ranked Xiaonan, who comes back with a record of 15 victories and 3 defeats. This is a really solid fight, and I think a lot of people might, scoff at this main event and wonder why it's a main event. Why are these girls the main event? Yada, yada, yada. This deserves to be a main event or a co-main event, in my opinion. So I'm not mad at this booking at all. These are two of the highest level women's mixed martial artists on the planet. Two very, very talented contenders in this strawweight division. Mackenzie Dern is obviously going to be the more well-rounded and decorated grappler. Multiple-time jiu-jitsu world champion, won multiple championships in jiu-jitsu and tournaments and stuff like that. And Xiaonan's going to be the more effective striker. This is basically a more... I would say it's kind of basically striker versus grappler, because we've seen Xiaonan have a lot of trouble if she gets taken down to the mat. You look at the fight against Carla Esparza, and once Esparza was able to get those takedowns on Xiaonan, she was able to effortlessly move into the crucifix position and just beat her to a pulp. I mean, she ripped apart Xiaonan once it hit the mat. Now, is Mackenzie Dern the level of wrestler that Carla Esparza is, the current strawweight champion? Allegedly? No, I don't think, no, not at all. Like, Mackenzie Dern is not that level of wrestler, so it's going to be harder for Mackenzie to get it to the floor, but I think that Mackenzie Dern is more dangerous in terms of finishing a fight once it hits the mat. And I know Carla Esparza did finish Xiaonan from that crucifix position. She landed some vicious ground and pound, and hurt her a lot when it got to the floor, and Xiaonan kind of looked like a fish out of water. But I know Xiaonan's been working on her takedown defense, and if you look at Mackenzie Dern in terms of her takedown accuracy, she doesn't have a high takedown accuracy. She has a 9% takedown accuracy rate. It's awful, and I'm not discounting Mackenzie Dern's ability in terms of her grappling, because she's one of the most dangerous girls on the mat. It's just a lot of the times her submission success and her ability to get in top position and work to finish those fights aren't really done off of her shooting and getting these takedowns. It's off of her opponent making a mistake and Mackenzie Dern being able to reverse position or take advantage of a bad position from the opponent and then work to get the back, work to get to side control, work to knee slice through to full mount, look to transition from half guard to side control and into the full mount, looking to attack the arms, looking to work from the back. If Mackenzie Dern gets on top of Xiaonan in this fight at any point and has full mount, has her in half guard, has her back, I think Mackenzie Dern can submit her. But I think if the fight stays on the feet and it takes place at a striking range, Mackenzie Dern's striking has gotten better. However, Xiaonan is too crisp and too clean to play around with on the feet. I think that Xiaonan's 1-2, her cross into the left hook, the jab left hook right hand, the cross left hook jab, double jab right hand, the long rangy attacks and the boxing with the speed that Xiaonan possesses, if this fight stays on the feet, Mackenzie Dern's going to get picked apart in terms of the striking. Now, Mackenzie Dern's striking has gotten better. She's got a good right hand, a good jab, a good hook, a good overhand, and she uses that overhand to try to close the distance and get those takedowns. So I think her striking has there's a means to an end when it comes to her striking. She's using that striking. Oh my God, I can't talk. She's using that striking to close the distance and get it into her world, her wheelhouse, which is the grappling, the jiu-jitsu, the submissions. That's where Mackenzie Dern wants this to be. But I think it's going to be hard for Dern to get that distance closure on Xiaonan. I think that she is going to, get caught by some jabs, get caught by the 1-2s, get caught by the left hook right hand. Xiaonan is fast, and she's also good at moving laterally. She may back up 1 or 2 steps, and then she's moving left, she's moving right, she's cutting angles, she's jabbing, she's pivoting off the lead leg, she's moving left and right. She's not an easy girl to track down and get a hold of, even if you do back her up. If you look at the fight against Mackenzie Dern, which, yes, Xiaonan did lose that fight via decision, but if you look at that fight, I think a lot of people thought that Xiaonan beat Marina Rodriguez. I think I just said Mackenzie Dern, but she fought Marina Rodriguez. They went to a decision. It was a close fight at UFC 272. But I think a lot of people believed that Xiaonan did enough to win that fight on the scorecards, but it was a close fight. She lost that fight via decision. You know, she also has that loss to Carla Esparza in the second round, got taken down, like I said, TKO from the ground and pound from the crucifix position. Before that, she had a win over Claudia Gadelha, a win over Karolina Kowalkiewicz, a win over Angela Hill, a win over Sayuri Kondo. I mean, her UFC wins are very, like, impressive overall. What the hell? Oh my God. Okay, sorry guys. I apologize for that brief interruption. My computer kind of went crazy for a second. But we'll look at this fight. Like, you look at Yan Xiaonan's wins. She's got really impressive wins over Angela Hill. Let's see. We'll pull it up again since everything wants to go crazy right now. Let's see. All right. So 15 wins, 3 defeats, 7 wins by KO, TKO, 8 by decision, no submissions, 3 losses, 1 by KO, TKO, 1 by submission, and 1 by decision. The TKO was over Carla Esparza, and then she lost that split decision to Marina Rodriguez. Like I said, very close fight. You look at the fight with Mackenzie Dern. You know, she went and fought Marina Rodriguez as well, and she lost via decision. But I think the fight against Mackenzie Dern with Marina Rodriguez was a little bit more dominant. It was a unanimous decision. The fight against Yan Xiaonan was a split decision win for Marina Rodriguez. So Marina Rodriguez has wins over both the women competing in the main event. But I definitely think that the Mackenzie Dern fight was a lot more one-sided in terms of that overall contest. I think it was pretty clear-cut that Marina Rodriguez beat her, and the Xiaonan fight took place more on the feet, and it was very close, and it was a split decision. Some people believe that Yan Xiaonan did enough to get the win. Mackenzie Dern's last fight was a split decision win over Tisha Torres. She's got that armbar submission in the first round over Nina Nunes, a decision win over Verna Jandiroboa, an armbar submission over Randa Marcos, a knee bar submission over Hannah Cyphers. She lost via decision to Amanda Rivas as well, which is a, you know, at that point, it didn't look like a terrible loss. But, you know, looking at Amanda Rivas lately, she hasn't looked that great. You look at her last few fights. I mean, she's 11-3 overall. She's gone 1-2 in her last 3 fights and 2-2 in her last 4. But her wins came over the likes of Paige Van Zandt and Verna Jandiroboa. One was an armbar submission over Paige Van Zandt, a decision win over Verna Jandiroboa. She lost a split decision to Caitlin Chookagian, and then she got TKO'd by Marina Rodriguez. So Marina Rodriguez has wins over Amanda Rivas, Yan Xiaonan, and Mackenzie Dern. But really, this fight comes down to Mackenzie Dern doesn't have the best takedown ability. She's good once it gets to the floor, but it's not that easy for her to get it to the floor. Like I said, 9% takedown accuracy. But when she gets it to the mat, she's dangerous. She's one of the most dangerous girls in women's MMA, and definitely the most dangerous girl in terms of her grappling and jiu-jitsu in that division. So will Yan Xiaonan get caught off balance? Will she throw a kick and maybe miss a kick, and then Mackenzie Dern will jump on her, get in the top position, work her over, and then work for a submission or get the ground and pound? I think if the fight hits the floor, it's 100% Mackenzie Dern's fight to win. I do not think that if it hits the floor and Dern gets into a dominant position, that Xiaonan's going to be able to get back up to her feet. I just don't see it. But if the fight stays on the feet, I think Yan Xiaonan's going to be able to pick her apart, be able to land those 1-2s, and kind of just piece her up for the entirety of the fight. I could see Yan Xiaonan getting a TKO, but I think Mackenzie Dern is durable, and she probably could last for the 5 rounds. I think it's going to be a close fight, but here's the thing. Mackenzie Dern can hang with Yan Xiaonan on the feet, and it probably won't be competitive, but she can hang there. Yan Xiaonan can't hang with Mackenzie Dern on the floor, and if Mackenzie Dern gets into a dominant position, takes the back, gets into full mount, looks to lock up the arm bar, looks to lock up a knee bar, it's pretty much over for Yan Xiaonan. So it's who's more dangerous if they get the fight to where they want to play it out to be at. And Mackenzie Dern is not going to win a striking fight against Yan Xiaonan, but she can be a little bit competitive in certain aspects. Yan Xiaonan's not going to be competitive when this fight hits the mat if Mackenzie Dern gets in the top position. Just not going to happen. So when it comes to breaking it down, I think that Xiaonan will have some success. I think she will piece her up at certain points, but I think there's going to come a point where Mackenzie Dern is going to slip one of those punches. You know, maybe Xiaonan looks to defend a takedown and she throws a shot and kind of knocks herself off balance, and Mackenzie Dern ends up in position. I think here's what's going to happen. Xiaonan's going to throw a kick and kind of get knocked off balance because Dern's going to rush her. She's going to fall down like off balance, give up a position on the ground because Mackenzie Dern probably won't take her down because, like I said, she doesn't have the best takedown accuracy. Probably off a missed kick, she'll fall to the floor, she'll trip, give up a position. Mackenzie Dern will jump on it. She'll get into half guard. She'll work to get the full mount. She's so good at sliding her knee out from half guard to get to side control to then work to the mount. She got the position against Nina Nunes, and the minute that fight hit the floor, it was basically over. Like, she defended for a little bit, but the fight was over. And I think it's going to be similar here. I think Xiaonan's going to throw a lazy kick, throw something that's going to knock her off balance and give up a dominant position for Mackenzie Dern on the floor. Mackenzie Dern is going to get that top position. She's going to get into the mount. She's going to rough her up with some ground and pound. You know, Xiaonan's going to try to explode, and I think she's going to give up her neck, and Mackenzie Dern's going to get a rear naked choke submission victory. Now, I could easily see Xiaonan outstriking her, piecing her up. This is a close fight, but, you know, it's just basically the grappling is too much for Xiaonan. So I'm going to go with Mackenzie Dern to defeat Xiaonan. So that is going to be the number 5 ranked Mackenzie Dern to improve to 13-2 and defeat the number 6 ranked Yan Fury Xiaonan via a 3rd round rear naked choke submission. I don't think she'll get it done in the first. I think it'll be competitive. I think it'll be close, but she's going to give up position at one point, you know, fall off balance during a combination, stumble on the feet, and, you know, give up some type of position where Mackenzie can take advantage. And once it hits the mat, it's over. Mackenzie Dern is going to submit Yan Xiaonan. You saw her have a lot of trouble with the grappling of Carla Esparza, and although Esparza is a more decorated wrestler, Mackenzie Dern is more dangerous in terms of the jiu-jitsu, and I think she can easily lock her up in a submission if she gets to that top position at any point. So I'm going to go with Mackenzie Dern to defeat Yan Xiaonan via 3rd round rear naked choke submission.